today's topic, right? You're in a slump, right? And we've all been in slumps before. I've been in slumps before. I feel like, every day it's monotonous, right? You're getting up, you're waking up, you're following the same routine, right? Things either feel like they're not progressing, or sometimes they're feeling like they're too long to progress, right? And sometimes we have to refresh our mind, or actually, cause intervention, right? So that way we can reset our minds to understand that, yeah, we are progressing. Yeah, if I were to do this, this, that, or if I add this, this, and that to my daily schedule or to my actions that I'm doing, of course, then I'm continuing here, right? But here's some important aspects in which I want to talk about, if you ever find yourself in a slump, right? Find what's next, right? Make sure you identify something I call that your what's next, right? So think of your domains, think of anything you're starting, right? Take, I don't know, like school, college, career. I think that's the most, popular thing. What's next for it, right? Okay, yeah, you have another semester coming up. Okay, that's a potential what's next. But okay, what other things do you have that exemplify that? Okay, there's going to be growth, future growth here, because I'm going to soon to be partaking in this or starting this or something like that. Or you're heading to a next goal, and then that next goal, this, that would happen. So that's what you have to think about when it comes down to what's next. That has to be identified and clarified. Identified and clarified as well. That way you can understand that you have somewhere to move. You have a direction or destination to move. Right? Then it comes on into getting to that destination. Okay, think of what you need to do to get to that destination, right? Sometimes you can't go faster, sometimes you can. Sometimes you need to add other milestones, right? Because if you feel like you're going too slow, sometimes that destination is way too far. Think of $0 to $1 million. I'm not saying, I don't want to put that in my mind, it's too far, right? But think of it takes a bit of journey to get there. I'm not going to say time. It takes a bit of journey to get there. So when it comes down to that, how are you going to attack until then, right? And it's not how you're going to attack, it's also how you're going to attack. But then it's like, you have to attack until then. You have to wake up every day and attack this consistently every single day until you get better at it. And then, think of any sort of research, growth, and development, right? Or think of, my mind tends to think about is the growth of a computer. How can a computer, right? How can a computer get this small? But think of back then when we had those big machines that did all these calculations, some calculations, and it took a lot of time, a lot of buttons, all this. And now we click a couple things, we have thousands and millions of calculations per second. So, yeah. So the main point I'm being, though, is that you want to attack until certain things get simple, and then continue attacking attack complex things until then. And that leads me to my last point, right? When you're attacking, when you're doing any of this, when you're attacking, right, or when you're finding your what's next, challenge yourself, okay? Challenge yourself to do more. And when I say do more, right, think of it like this, right? You run, say, like mile a day, you're trying to improve your time, right? But then challenge yourself maybe in a different facet. Challenge yourself on a day where it's like, okay, this time I will try to do it as fast as possible. I'll do it at a running club. I'll do it this, Or maybe I'll prepare for a marathon or something like that to improve, my incentive to get there. You want to be able to challenge yourself in some way that your growth can also be accelerated, or, have a little blip. What I mean by a blip is like, think of how some companies go like here, and then blip, and then here. You want to be able to kind of blip yourself to like a little different stage. That way it's like, okay, like I'm at this stage right now than this stage. So that means I require a little bit more to maintain this stage and continue progressing, or I require enough to, I require a little bit more to continue on progressing, as if that makes sense. So challenge yourself, right? And I'll give some examples here, but those will come after.